Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, Gandhi Jayanti celebrated by District Administration and Rourkela Steel Plant in an ambience of devotion, commitment and serenity. Professional talk organized to mark the Water Conservation Month at SAIL RSP. And Foundation Day of Deepika Mahila Jagriti Sansthan celebrated. Now the news in detail. The 153rd birth anniversary of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, who gave the world the immortal credo of truth, non-violence and peace, was celebrated at Rourkela on 2nd October in an ambience of devotion, commitment and serenity. A grand function was organized by the district administration, Rourkela and Rourkela Steel Plant at Civic Centre to mark the day. Recitation of bhajans, rendition of the mantra of Sarva Dharma Samayava and revisiting of the key learnings from the life of the Mahatma made the occasion a truly memorable one. Many distinguished persons of Rourkela offered floral tributes to the statue of Gandhiji and paid their obeisance. They included Mr. Atanu Bhomik, Director in Charge, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED P&A, Mr. P.K. Sahu, ED Projects, Mr. S. Tripathi, ED MM, Dr. B.K. Hota, ED MNHS, Mr. A.K. Behriya, CGM in Charge, F&A. Many other senior officers of RSP and eminent citizens of the Steel City and a large number of students. The celebration began with the mellifluous rendering of Mahatma Gandhi's favorite prayer, Vaishnava Janata, by Mrs. Ashlata Sarangi, an eminent singer and the artist of Singhari Kala Nikatan. A Sarvadharma Sambhavana Sabha was the highlight of the program, rendering the portion of Holy Guru Granth Sahib by members of Sri Guru Singh Sahaba, Rourkela, some stanzas from the Holy Bible by a group from the Sacred Heart Cathedral Church, Hamirpur, Holy Quran by a group from Ispat Anjuman Sector 15 and recitation of portions of Srimad Bhagavad Gita by students from Chinmay Vidyalaya Sector 7 were the highlights of the program. The collective also recited Bapu's favorite Ramdhun. Earlier in the morning, around 300 people comprising mostly members of various NGOs, school children and sportspersons took part in Pluck and Run program organized to mark the occasion, in which the participants collected the garbage from the area and disposed them in the dustbin. The PLOG run was flagged off by Mr. Subrat Tarai, Honorable MLA, Raghunath Palli and Mr. Somnath Tripathi, EDMM of RSP. A professional talk was organized at HRD Center of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 30th September as a part of observance of Water Conservation Month. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, was the chief guest on the occasion. Mr. S.S. Pradhan, Associate Faculty, IIPM, Kansbahal and Corporate Trainer, was the keynote speaker. Present on the occasion were other senior officers. It was attended by Chief General Managers, HODs and employees of different departments engaged in water conservation. Addressing the gathering, Mr. Suryavanshi encouraged all to work towards conservation of water and strive for reducing specific water conservation and achieving zero liquid discharge. The keynote speaker emphasized upon the 3 R's, that is, reduce, reuse and recycle, focusing more on reducing water consumption and water usage. He highlighted the new trend of dry technology in the steel sector and urged all to explore options for water reduction. At the outset, Mr. Debajit Rabha, GM in Charge, WMD, delivered the welcome address, while Mr. A.K. Behra, GM, WMD, proposed a functional vote of thanks. Mr. Deepak Garg, Manager, WMD, anchored the program. Foundation Day of Deepika Mahila Jagriti Sansthan, the hub of economic activities of Deepika Mahila Sanghati, a leading philanthropic organization of Rourkela and a major partner in progress of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant, was celebrated on 1st October 2022. To mark the occasion, Seema Bhaumik, President DMS, flagged off a vehicle carrying ration kits to be distributed in Mitkundri village, situated in Khudgaon, Gram Panchayat of Nuagaon block. Present on the occasion were Mrs. Rourkela Suryavanshi, Mrs. Hiranmai Satpathy, Mrs. Samapika Sahu, Dr. Mrs. Sushmita Das, all Vice Presidents of DMS, Ms. Munmun Mitra, GM CSR, Mrs. Namita Mahapatra, Secretary DMS, members of governing body of the Sanghati and officials and staff of CSR. Earlier, the celebration started with paying floral tributes at the portrait of Father of the Nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri. This was followed by a cultural program presented by the trainees of the institute. Ms. Munmun Mitra and Ms. Namita Mahapatra encouraged the trainees to give their best and use the skill acquired from the Sansthan to forge ahead in the entrepreneurial world. Later in the village, ration kits were distributed to 50 families. The kit included rice, wheat flour, dal, sugar and salt packets along with a bucket with lid for use as a storage container. The program was organized in collaboration with CSR Department of RSP. That's all for today's news. Namaskar.